What's up, dudes? I just heard she did it first, you piece of shit lying motherfucker. Just like that. Alright. Okay, I'm going to show you what just happened. Here's the decks I have. I had these just right here and I picked them up, and when I picked them up, all these 3 cards just went like that. So let's look at these 3 cards. I'm going to put the deck down. We have Justice, Ace of Pentacles, and the 4 of Pentacles. All right. Justice, Libra energy. Somebody may sign a contract, do a big thing, say we're going to tuck you under our wing, something like that. Ace of Pentacles, a big, giant, brand new, lucrative thing. And this 4 of Pentacles is, for me, this story on this card is, this is a dude and his homeboy, and they're all talking about this chick and maybe going on vacation. It's either Hawaii or some place like paradisey, or like beachfront if it's not Hawaii. All right, who's this message for? I just heard, I've also been channeling kind of in the background the past couple of days. It's been like, somebody may be thinking about, if you're local, the Minnesota Twins spring training down in Florida. So somebody might be thinking about Florida or something like that. Fort Myers might mean something. Naples, Florida might mean something. All right. Who's this message for? Who's this message for? Aries. Okay, Spirit just had me look at this dice. I'm gonna roll it. I picked this up on accident. It's a piece of gray yarn. 5. Aries. Capricorn. Okay, I keep seeing this. Let's see. This is the yarn this is a hat that I made that yarn is from. So these are my slouch hats. They fit over headphones too. This is the one I just finished. Put the tag in the back. This one got a big slouch. Okay. So there's that, whatever that might mean. All right. And I'm doing a whole round of slouch hats. That's what I'm doing next. And they're going to have different length of slouch. Like some big slouch, some little slouch. Dreadlocks or long hair might mean something or something like that. All right. 3 more. Gemini. Cancer. And 1 more. Libra came out with a twirl. I hope I caught that. All right. Aries, Capricorn, Gemini, Cancer, and Libra. A whole bunch of people might have been talking about something. All right. $100 might mean something. What's the next message that Spirit wants to show from the Tattoo Tarot? Okay, right when I said that. Okay, Death with Scorpio energy and the 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords is the worst it's ever gonna get. Swords are thoughts and words. So thoughts and words are represented by swords because swords have a double edge. They're very sharp, very dangerous. Death, Scorpio energy. It's done. Ten of Swords is backstabbed like a motherfucker. It's usually a person laying out on the ground with 10 swords stabbed into their back, and they're just done. They're dead. They're done. They're It's too much. Somebody may have given someone PTSD, complex PTSD, over and over and over again. All right, and then here's how this landed. Let's see. The Knave of Swords. This dude's word means absolutely nothing. This Knave of Swords is the Page of Swords in reverse. If you do tarot, for me, the Page of Swords, it depends on the card. It depends on the deck I'm working with. Sometimes the Page of Swords is a studious person. Sometimes the Page of Swords in reverse is the epitome of the Heather's Mean Girls in the movie Heathers. Oh, it's an adult. It could be an adult or a teenager. This could be teenagers who is in that gross, mean, wounded teenager. So I'm a total narcissist to everybody else. This dude's word means absolutely nothing. That's what Spirit is saying about. Okay, and that landed on these. Self-love and the Five of Swords in reverse. Spirit has, a peacock might mean something. Spirit has cut the cord. Somebody kept projecting their own shadow onto somebody, and it was completely unfair. Completely unfair. And even Spirit said, no way. Nope. No. Nope. No way. Whoever this is has been abused. All right. Next message from the tarot. Next message from the tarot. What's the next message from the tarot? Somebody lied about somebody. Okay, and then I look down, and there's that card just turned. All right, so what we have is the Page of Cups in reverse and the Explorer in reverse. So the Page of Cups is an apology. But a shitty apology sounds like this. I'm sorry, we're moving forward. Sorry things got so messy. That's just, the person just did their apology homework. That is the lowest, most rotten hanging fruit of an apology with minimal effort given. So if you need to give an apology, because that apology sounds awfully fucking fishy every single time. Here's this. Here's a gift. Yeah, now we're cool. Yeah, but no matter how many times you wash that cup, it always tastes fucking fishy. So if you gotta give an apology, listen to everyone in their shadows. An apology needs to have bullet points. It needs to have like clear and direct format of an apology. Sounds something like this. Hey you, I really want to talk to you, and I owe you an apology, and I'd like to go forward with it. Are you able to talk? And then that person says either yes or no. And then they'll say yes. And you say, I want you to understand I have self-reflected my own behavior and what I did to you. I understand it made you feel like total fucking shit. And I don't like how that makes me feel. I don't like how I made you feel. And I've learned a lesson out of this. I want you to know all that pain was not in vain. I have learned a lesson out of this, and I will never do this to anyone else. I'd like to offer you an apology. I'm so very sorry. Yeah, that's a fucking apology. I'm sorry, we're moving forward. Sorry things got so messy. Yeah, that's not an apology. That's rotten. That's a message. All right, now I look down, and those two have shifted onto there. Let's look at them. We have celebration with shadow and the sovereign in reverse. Yeah, listen up, all you takers. She was never meant to be your spiritual slave. Bunch of stingy motherfuckers about to realize how fucking stingy they are. Your muse has been reissued to someone who appreciates her. Energy vampires. You're not supposed to just suck your muse's energy, steal all her blessings, and completely ghost her, or him, or them. A bunch of takers are learning a really big lesson about taking. About, the bloated bobblehead of moral righteousness. About being totally fucking wrong. She was never meant to be your spiritual slave for your fucking shadow. Okay. Next message. Next message. What's the next message? The void. And final message from Divine Feminine Showgirl with Divine Sensuality. Oh, okay. It's usually Divine Feminine Showgirl. Divine Sensuality might mean something. Divine Sensuality is a vibration that you're born with. So when you're little, most of the showgirls and showboys and show people have this. You either have it or you don't. And so when you were little, a lot of people may have been, you're absolutely adorable. Think of like Shirley Temple. Shirley Temple had divine sensuality. It's not something you grow out of either. But you can dim your light with trauma that's happened to you because of your divine sensuality. So your light attracts people, and most of the people, now let's just do it through Shirley Temple. Most of the people are like, oh, what a cutie. Oh, it fills my love light bubble up. What a cutie little one. And you're just living your life being you. It also attracts the darkness. And sometimes that darkness, takes advantage of divine sensuality. So having divine sensuality is sometimes, it's not always great. Sometimes it's a curse. So I hear an Ani DeFranco lyric. God help you if you are an ugly girl. Of course, too pretty is also your doom. For everyone harbors a secret hatred for the prettiest girl in the room. And you're just being you. That's divine sensuality. That's the double-edged sword of divine sensuality. And those with divine sensuality have to deal with the worst fucking energy there is. The devil energy of jealousy. So there's that message. Message from Divine Feminine Showgirls. What comes with jealousy? Envy. What's the difference between jealousy and envy? Jealousy is a regular feeling. Jealousy will light fires under people and be like, I want that. Okay, I'm going to try hard now and try to get that. I'm jealous of that person. I'm going to step up and try to do something. But envy is insidious. That's why it's a sin. Envy says, I see what you have, and I don't want you to have it, so I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to take a big shit on it. I'm going to steal it. I'm going to make sure you don't get what you deserve. That's envy, and that's why it's considered a sin. All right? Wisdom. The owl is a sign for a psychic for me. Somebody may have a guide right by their side. All right, there's the message. Now make sure to check, this is a pretty heavy message. So make sure to check the comments section. If you haven't been checking the comments section, listen. Pay attention. Everybody else can pay attention if you haven't been paying attention. Now that everybody's paying attention, what you see is only the first part of the message. All of my readings are interactive. I'm an activated starseed. And if you don't know what a starseed is, I'll put a little video on what a starseed is. Because you might be a starseed too. All right, so look in the comment section of this video. This video originated on YouTube. If you don't feel comfortable clicking the link, I get it. You can copy the title and paste it into the YouTube search and it'll bring up that video. But I promise my link just goes straight to another video on YouTube. I'm not affiliated with anything. I'm just directing you to freedom. Knowledge is the key to freedom, and there's a whole bunch of light workers who have free healing information on YouTube. I am doing an art project called The Art Movement, a project in clairvoyance. And I am an Empress energy, the Supreme Empress High Priestess. And I did this whole project to help heal my collective, free of charge and at their leisure. So make sure to do, if you want to feel better, you have to do the work. You always hear that, do the work. What does that mean? Do the work means actually follow directions. Watch the video. You can feel better for free. You're smart enough to feel better. You just have to put some effort into it. So if you say to spirit, which can be God, source, your ancestors, aliens, the force, all of the above, that's what I call it. If you say, I'm hungry, I need a fish, and you go and sit out in a boat and wait for spirit, fate, your shadow just sits there and waits for a fish to jump into your fucking boat, it ain't gonna happen. Spirit helps those who help themselves, who do the work. If you go out there with a bunch of fishing poles, with bobbers, and you say, Spirit, I'm helping myself, please guide a fish to my bait, you'll get a fucking fish. You'll get a fish on every fucking pole because you helped yourself. So in other words, look in the comment section of every reading and start feeling better. I showed my magic free of charge. I'm not a card trick person. I'm an energy worker. I'm an actual clairvoyant. I'll put, is what I do demonic, evil? There's some scary cards here. What the fuck? No. I have a divine gift and I use it for good. As I should, because I'm the Supreme Empress. I built this whole thing completely alone by myself with zero help from anyone. I haven't gotten paid for any of this work. So let's just sit in that for a minute. I haven't got paid for any of this work. And I do it because I love you and I hope you love you. And if you're anywhere close to blowing your own flame out, because the dark night of the soul can get really fucking dark, just know it's going to get better. Part of the awakening is a giant Super Ball slam. So when I was a kid, we had these things called Super Balls. They were rubber balls. We would slam them as hard as we could on the floor to see if we could hit the ceiling twice. Yeah, you got slammed like 100 times. And that's to shake off all the negativity. It's called the cleanse. It's a very brutal process where you're forced to heal from core childhood wounds. Stuff you've been stuffing down just comes up. And if you are at the point, the dark night can get very, very dark where you may feel like, I'm ready to blow my flame out. I'm here to tell you, this is the worst it's ever going to get. You're on the bounce back up. After this process called the spiritual awakening, you're going to be a completely different person. You're going to be your authentic self. And it's going to feel wonderful. So just know you've made it through the worst part of the Super Ball slam. You have to feel the dark to get to the light. And you're on your way. So just know this, things are great. And it's true. You're a smoking hot cutie pie. You're just going to have to handle it. You're hot. You're just going to have to handle it. You're part of the group that was kind of a dork growing up. Me too. I'm not saying I'm hot, but I'm not as nasty as I thought I was because my body dysmorphia before my awakening wouldn't let me see who I truly am. Growing up with psychological torture, growing up spectrum-y, if you're spectrum-y or sensitive, you may have had zero compassionate interpretation, and it skewed your own internal filter, so you couldn't love yourself and you couldn't see what a beautiful being you were. And so what happened? This process started, and those who haven't been through the awakening cannot understand it. They can't comprehend it. And you might be surrounded by a bunch of people who are unawakened and in their shadow and projecting onto you because all of a sudden you're different and you're not taking on the same scapegoat role, whatever. Just know everything is going to be fine. You're part of the group. You got fucking hot. Wouldn't you rather be hot now than peaking like high school? So all the dorks got their karmic rewards. You're one of a kind. You is so alluring. So shine your light. Let your freak flag fly. That's how you find your other freaks. And things are going to be a lot better. Okay? I love you, and I hope you love you. You're fucking